Welcome back, y'all. Not sure if you're going to see Megan in this video or not. I'll just be frank with y'all. There's a lot going on the back end of things with us doing the YouTube stuff and all that most people probably never see. And Megan is extremely busy with a lot of that this morning and probably going to be busy with it most of the day. So you may or may not see Megan in this video. However, I have got a ton of things to do outside here. You may notice it's somewhat of a dreary day. Not exactly what I'd call raining. However, it ain't far from it. Every once in a while, a quick mist or shower or something will come through. First thing on my to-do list, though, is get these cows moved off of that pasture down here to the last patch of grass right here before they go into the sacrifice pasture over here. So let's see if I can do it without any troubles. Normally I got Megan with me, and moving cows ain't that big a deal. It's just they cooperate better for Megan than they do for me, but we're going to see how it works for me this morning. I hope they're so anxious to move that everything goes well. Coming with me, Tiger? Come on. I think they realize they're fixing to move. It's funny, when you have a herd of cows that's used to moving from pasture to pasture and you hold them off in a spot a little longer than they should be there, well, at that point, they're very anxious to move. It don't matter if there ain't no greener grass on the other side of the fence. They're just anxious to move. I think they get in that habit of rotating and they're ready to go. All right, y'all, come on. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. I know y'all ready to move. Let's go. Stand there. That's fine too. There you go. So I think what I'm going to do is just let them run around out here into this pasture for a minute. Look, Candy's already eating on that new grass right there that I don't want to eat. Of course, go straight for it, don't you? But I'm going to let them run around out here for just a few minutes. I got to go get a water trough and drag it up here. And then I'll try to move them on into the spot I actually want them on. Surely, with them being here for 5 minutes in this pasture, they're not going to tear up too much of that new grass. I'll go ahead and pull this gate shut just in case they decide they want to come back. But maybe this will also give them time to realize there's not really that much grass in that pasture, and so it'll make them easier for me to move them into the top pasture. At least that's my thinking on the whole thing. I don't know. I might be wrong. I ain't no cattleman, that's for sure. I wish you'd look, though, at all the manure piles sitting out here. We did, I'm not gonna lie, we left them in this little spot too long, but my goodness, that is a pile of manure laying out there. But I decided to go ahead and move them this morning because it's either put in another bale of hay or move them, and I decided I'd just move them. Well, girls, I see y'all found a salt block. lose that with y'all. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Come on. There you go. Y'all good girl. The only one that didn't come is the little dude down here. But he ain't quite got moving figured out yet anyways. So I ain't gonna hold it against him. I just want to see if I can gently run him on up there with the rest of them. Come on, dude. Come on. There you go. Tiger, don't you get carried away with hurting him. Come on. You're going the wrong way. Get him, Tiger. Move him over the other way. All right, you're going the wrong way with him, Tiger. There we go. Tiger, no. Come on, dude. Go on. You're going the wrong way. Come on, honey. No, Tiger. There we go. Good boy. Well, there they are. That went a little easier than I expected. So with them being up here now, that means they're probably not going to be on this spot for no more than a week at the most, I'd say. I don't know. It just depends on how bad they eat it down, but they may be here a little longer than a week. But I'm going to now have to put it up on the top priority list to get the other 3 cows from over to neighbors and bring them on over here and turn them back loose in this area with the cows before moving them into the sacrifice pasture over there. And that'll just be so they can get reacquainted with each other before I pin them up in a tight spot. Let's see, yep, you're still plugged in. I have to say it is pretty awesome that it's the 1st of December and we've still got fresh grass to move these cows onto. I think that's the first time ever in the history of us having cows we had fresh grass in December. Now it's not going to be here long, but still. Fresh grass in December is kind of crazy for us. Well, we'll let that fill up. And then I got to go get us a load of hay. My hay pile up here at the house is gone. I fed it all. I need to go over there to where I've got the rest of our hay stored and bring however many rolls I can get on the truck and trailer home. So I'll be stocked up for the next week or 2. Probably 3 weeks, maybe. I have my tractor sitting here warming up for a few minutes. There, I better go ahead and undo them forks. For those of y'all who might have missed it, Megan got her a deer the other evening, and I was using this to hang the deer up. So I'm gonna get this get these forks off of here and put my bale spear on, go over there and get some hay, hopefully before it really starts raining, because man, that sky looks just like it's going to start any time. Coming. It's definitely not the most ideal day to be hauling hay. That's for sure. I really don't like hauling hay when it's damp and misty and rainy like this, but truth of the matter is, the next several days look like this kind of weather. And yesterday we were busy doing our first pigs. Did 3 total, one of my daddy's, one of ours, and one of a neighbor's. According to the ham on the pig, I did not weigh it, but we did our smallest one yesterday, and according to the ham, you can usually pretend that the ham is 10% of the body weight. That was a 43-pound ham, so that means it was a 430-pound hog. And that usually gives you a rough guesstimate about that. So that was my smallest, which means if that was our smallest, I would imagine the other ones are going to be getting closer to 500 for sure. I may even have one that tops 500. I don't know. Real interested in seeing what I'm going to see when I top around this curve right out here. I have had the awfulest time this year keeping the tarp on that big pile of hay I've got. The one I got the plastic on's been fine, but the one with the tarp on it has been awful. I mean awful. So there's a good chance it's blowed off again, but we will see real quick here. It's actually still on. Y'all see that big old blue blob out yonder? I can't believe it. It stayed on this time. Come on, girl. Let's walk out here and look at this real quick. Since that is still wrapped up, I'm not gonna lie, I was honestly expecting it to be uncovered. I'm very surprised that this is still wrapped up. But since it's still wrapped up, I'm thinking that I might not mess with it right now, because that's dry under that tarp, or at least it's supposed to be. It may not be, but it's supposed to be dry under that tarp. What I think I'm going to do, since it is a wet, damp, rainy day, and it looks like we got damp, wet weather coming, and this will be sitting outside at my house. I've got a couple of spring cut bales that Daddy baled that are net wrap bales that I haven't used yet. I think I'm going to bring those net wrap bales home with me and just use those this week, since it's supposed to be, well, I say this week, for the next upcoming weeks, but since it's supposed to be wet this week, I'll just go ahead and use those up and get them out because they're sitting outside out yonder anyways. So we'll go ahead and feed those. Darn it. I wasn't really prepared to get one of those net wrap bales because those are 4x5 bales and they weigh a lot more than my little 4x4 bales. And I don't have any weight on the back of this tractor, so it may be interesting to see if I can even pick them up and move them without a weight on the back of this tractor. And if I can't, I'll just go with the original plan and get some of my bales and be done with it. But being that it's raining today, and by the time I get the bales home that are dry, they would be damp from the rain just getting there. I don't want to wrap up wet hay with a tarp because then that'll just make it worse. I think the best option is to get some of the net wrap bales and just bring them on and leave them sitting outside. So, we'll try it. It might get a little sketchy hauling one of those without a weight back here. So real quick, I want to show you something else that ain't even got nothing to do with the hay we're getting today. About a month, maybe a little more ago, I come over here and reseeded this whole area with what we call red top clover. And that's actually purple clover, but it's called red top clover. And it's coming up everywhere. I'm so excited to see that. So, not these little things, those are weeds. But that right there is some clover. See if I can find you another one. Right there's one. See that little leaf? That's some clover to come up. This is all weeds, but right there's a piece of clover. Right there some. Well, that's awesome. I was wondering because all I done was just slung the seed out on the hayfield. I didn't even drill it in or anything. And I was wondering how well it was going to do, and I haven't really been back over here since that day. So that's pretty cool. Very nice to see something like that actually work. I'll be excited to see when springtime comes around at how much clover is actually in all of this. I hope it's a lot, but we'll see. Running along in the flat, it works just fine, but I bet you if I put this thing on a slight hillside, it'd try to pick that back end of this tractor up. I just grabbed my last bale. I want to show y'all something. I guess a squirrel has been on top of it cracking walnuts. This last bale that I'm grabbing, I got the 3 that were sitting outside, and this last bale was sitting right here under the edge of this old feed barn. Sitting right here under the shelter. And I don't know if y'all can tell or not, but there's another one right there that's covered in cracked walnuts. Well, that's kind of funny. There's walnut trees everywhere over here. Walnuts, there's so many walnut trees at this place. But while I'm standing here, I might as well show you the old feed barn. I can remember Grandpa, when he used to feed his cows over here, you know, this was his feed barn. Now, this is not my grandpa's farm, or was not my grandpa's farm. It was his family's farm, and now my grandpa's sister is the one that owns it. So it's not my place to be fixing any of these buildings or anything over here. However, I would love to. I would love to try to fix this, but it's not mine. But I've got so many memories over here. But I would hate to go and put all the time and effort into fixing everything, and you know, something happened, because it's not mine. It's out of my control. But anyways, it's kind of sad to see the way it's failed. I do think it could still be fixed, but it would take some work. I'd love to know how old this little barn is, though. Everything on the backside back there is actually still in pretty good shape. It's just this corner. I've honestly thought about just taking me a post and putting under that corner just to hold it up so it don't fall. And then, you know, if I ever figure out what the future of this place actually holds, I might could save it at that point. But what happened was, after my grandpa quit farming, there was a neighbor to here who put his cows over here, and his cows ended up, the best of my knowledge, knocking this wall out. I think that's what happened. I don't know, but I think that's what happened. But as you can see, all of those logs are done gone, long gone. The top up there is actually still in pretty good shape, though. That's the key. So anyways, I have enough projects on my to-do list anyway, so I don't need to be worrying about a barn that doesn't belong to me. Come on, Tiger. Let's go on back to the truck. This is the last roll, and I'm going to tell you, that back end of that little tractor is a little on the light side. This little thing always impresses me at what it can do, but you got to have some counterweight on the back in order to do it safely. But over here it's fine, but if I was on some hilly land, I would definitely have to have a counterweight. There's no way I could be moving these bales without it. I've said it many times, but having a little compact tractor around has got to be the most handy thing there ever was. It's like carrying a pocket knife. I know I could get a bigger trailer and do this with a big tractor, but I can use my smaller 20-foot trailer here, carry 4 of these big bales on there, and still haul the tractor on the back to the house. So hopefully when we get our hay barn built, this won't really be that big of an issue. I won't have to be hauling hay from over here back to the house. But until then, it is something I have to do. Well, actually, until all this hay is used up, it's something I'm gonna have to do, because I'm not unwrapping all this hay. Even if the barn was built tomorrow, I'm not going to unwrap all this hay and haul it over there to put it under the barn. Next year's crop will be what goes under the barn. All right, let's go to the house and unload it. It's about lunchtime. Come on, girl. Thumbing around in my truck there just now and found my other Snuggen. This one is actually much warmer than the one I just had on, but brings me a question here. Megan put out a short, I don't know, a week or so ago talking about a Snuggen. We call this a Snuggen. What do y'all call it? I know people call them toboggans, beanies. I mean, some people just plainly say a hat. I'm just curious, what all do y'all call it? Because I think we've made it pretty evident that we talk different here than most people in the whole country talk. We have our own language for everything, and we have our own words for everything. But what do y'all call this? We call it a Snuggen. I'll probably be needing it here in the next few days once they eat down that grass right there. While I'm standing here beside it, lots of y'all have asked, what happened to the red and white truck? She died again. I think it's something simple. Y'all, she died right in the middle of the summer when everything was just wide open. I didn't have time to really investigate and check into it. It's another fuel-related issue. I do know that because it acted like it just run out of fuel. But at the moment, it's out of commission again, and it's just not high enough on the priority list that I've put a whole lot of time into it yet. Hopefully, one day this winter, once all of our pigs are done and things seem to have calmed down just a little, I'll investigate. But until then, she'll sit there in the yard, I guess, and be a yard ornament. So next time when I go back, I'll probably load this thing up. I'll fill up the bed of the truck, I'll load up the trailer, and we'll bring a big load back. But what I brought home will be a plenty to last me. I'm sorry, y'all, I'm fixing a hole in the yard. What I brought home will be plenty to last me for the next probably 2 weeks, maybe a little longer than that, being those are big rolls. and then I'll be going back and get me another load. But for now, y'all, I don't know if y'all can see my breath or not, but it's one of those days where it is so damp out here. It makes it feel much colder than it really is. And I'm going in the house to warm up and eat me a little lunch. I've come back out now, moving my feed troughs up there with the cows. I forgot about that this morning, but I wanted to show y'all something. I told you it'd end up this way, but I want to show you this. You see my curve? The gravel? Every bit of it slung out of that curve. I knew it. I hadn't been down here in a couple of days to really see that, but they've slung every bit of it out. I didn't expect any different. That's why I didn't get too carried away putting gravel on that part of the road. I'll go get these up here in the pasture, and then I've got some stuff I need to do inside the house. I guess I'll leave that sitting right there because I need to run over to the neighbors and feed those cows here shortly. I think they thought they was getting ready to get fed. But typically when I move them to a new pasture of grass, I don't always feed them that day. But I think since we're getting into wintertime, it's cold, I think I'll go ahead and feed those today too. Well, look who's out here with me. I got her out of the house finally this evening. She finally had time to breathe long enough to come outside and feed animals with me.
Look, they're watching.
They are watching. Look at this. They're like, are you bringing us food?
I won't be able to get my one up now. They're up here close enough. They're going to be like, feed me. Yeah, baby. Yeah, I need to count up when they're due, because I feel like Belle is extremely fat.
Belle looks like she's gonna bust.
Which she usually does quite a bit before she has it. Dark she is. She's like completely changes colors in the wintertime.
She's like a deer, ain't she?
Yeah.
Changing colors.
She said, what are you doing? They come Cookie too. Look, I have people ask about Cookie. Because, you know, there's a video that's like a year old where I was talking about Cookie and I was trying to make her tame. She's pretty tame. Like, it took some work because she was pretty skittish cow, but she does pretty good. Now, she's funny like some of the rest of them, though. It ain't just everybody can walk up to her and
no, I can't hardly get close to her.
Do that right there. But look how she's turned into a pretty good sized cow. What are you doing? Get over and eat with him.
Look at the mist on his back. And it's on Belle's too. From where it's just misty out here. It's not running off of them.
Don't knock me down, please. All right, let's go feed them other babies.
Yep, we'll run over there and feed these others, and this may be the last time we have to feed them over there.
Yeah. We'll see.
I don't know. We might have to feed them one more time. It depends on how quick we can get them moved back. Well, I'm going to tell you, though, they must have been after that green grass because I can already see a difference.
They have. They've mowed it, ain't they?
Just from this morning. They have mowed it a lot.
Have you checked on them chickens?
Yeah. They're good. They got feed and everything. No eggs yet either, by the way.
Well, it'd be time for some new chickens come. I was looking for this stuff.
What? Oh.
It must have all spilled out. because it's empty.
I have no idea.
I was gonna say, it is so cold.
So I just checked the radar, and looks like we got us a little patch of rain that's like all but here right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
So it's fixing to rain?
Yeah, we ain't got long at all. We need to get these fed and get back.
We can't be over here dilly-dallying.
No. Look at how dark it's got. Look, right there it is, hitting the windshield already.
The grass is coming up pretty good there.
I know.
There's a little green tint.
It's gonna turn cold on it.
It'll quit.
It'll quit growing, yeah.
Look at the only smart one. Bill's baby.
Bale's baby's already in there, ain't she? Here, I got that. You see the corral panels we got set up there. We're feeding them inside those panels.
This is the best way I found, though. I gotta swing out wide and then come in. Come on. Come on. There you go. Thank you. Thank you. Come on. Come on. It's always you.
Oh, he figured it out.
Good job.
She figured it out.
Oh, they're such smart babies. My goodness gracious. See how easy that was?
It worked perfect. So the plan's gonna be the day of us moving them, we'll feed them just like normal. I'm not even gonna bring the truck and trailer or nothing down here. We'll feed them just like normal, shut them up to where they can't get out, and then come on down in here with the truck and trailer, or tractor and trailer, back up to this, and hopefully they load right onto the trailer for us, but y'all know how that goes.
And it also helps, just from what I've seen, if they've been on a trailer before,
And they have.
and they have to come over here.
And the good thing is they had a positive experience
Yeah.
with the trailer.
Yeah.
It didn't take them somewhere they didn't want to be.
Yeah, so I hope that works in our favor.
Hopefully it will. Hopefully it will. Just like when you load a bull up. You get a bull to the point, they can just pull the trailer out into a field and they'll walk up on it because they know they're going to greener pastures.
Going to new girlfriends.
Yep, going to new girlfriends. Well, y'all, I guess we're going to have to call this video done. We need to get back to the house and still got to feed the horses. And the rain looks like it's here.
Yep.
Y'all probably can't tell it, but it's
Starting
raining.
to rain. So I wish it was snow, but I guess beggars can't be choosers.
I'm gonna tell you, it's. I feel like it's cold enough to be
Yeah.
snow, but anyways, it's not.
But guys, I hope y'all enjoyed today's video. Hope you might have learned a little something. Hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your week until we see y'all on the next one.
Y'all have a good one.
Have a good one.